Y'all, I'm telling you one wrong move, and the whole marina went silent. 15 strangers froze, and then the gate locked behind me. You won't believe what happened. Next, the marina fell silent the second the padlock snapped. Closed. Music cut off mid-chorus. A beer can stop halfway to someone's mouth. Even the giant inflatable swan drifted into the wooden pier like it suddenly wanted out of the situation. Behind the gate stood nearly 15 strangers, blinking at me like I had just ended their party personally. I slipped the key into my pocket and tapped the brand new metal sign hanging beside the gate. Private marina closed after 10 p.m. Residents and registered guests. ONLY. My phone read 10:07 p.m. Sunburned guy in a backward cap scoffed, "Man, you can't lock this." "We paid to be here." "Then you paid the wrong person," I replied calmly. "Because unless you live here, you're trespassing," someone muttered. "This is common property," I pointed toward the line of waterfront townhouses behind me. "Common for residents, not random visitors." Before they could argue again, tires squealed across gravel. Headlights swept across the dock, a familiar beige Subaru rolled to a violent stop, the driver door burst open, and out stepped Marilyn Carter, president of the Blue Harbor HOA. Wore her usual windbreaker with board members stitched across the chest like a military badge. Clipboard tucked under one arm. Phone in the other. "Unlock that gate right now," she screamed. "No," I said, leaning back against the fence. Her visor shook with anger as she marched closer. "You do not have the authority to lock off a shared amenity and remove my invited guests. The marina is HOA property." I nodded toward the uncomfortable group behind her. "You mean you're paying customers?" The words hit harder than I expected. A few of them suddenly looked away, and the guy with the beard dropped his gaze. Marilyn's face turned the color of a boiled crab. "You've crossed a serious line," she snapped. "When the police arrive, you're going to learn what personal liability means." I stayed relaxed. "Funny. I was thinking the same about you. 6 months earlier, I'd moved here because of the peace. I was a quiet mechanical engineer who loved late-night gaming sessions, weekend fishing, and solitude on still water. Blue Harbor seemed perfect. Private marina, assigned boat slips, calm neighbors, strict rules, except the rules only mattered to everyone. Except Marilyn. She didn't boat. She barely stepped on the dock. But she guarded that marina like a throne. She loved words like oversight, amenity management, and flexible access. That flexibility started when I found total strangers sitting in my assigned slip. Then beer cans appeared in my boat. Then noise past midnight became routine when I discovered Marilyn accepting Venmo payments to sponsor guests into our private docks. I began saving evidence, every photo, every listing, every late-night party video, which was why on this night, after watching fireworks being lit beside fuel hoses, I finally shut the gate myself. And now Marilyn was threatening me while sirens started echoing down the road toward US, but Marilyn had no idea the police weren't coming for me. They were coming because of everything she had been hiding. 2 sheriff cruisers rolled into the marina lot, lights washing the dock in red and blue. Behind them followed a white truck marked County Lake Patrol. A uniformed officer stepped out holding a clipboard. Marilyn folded her arms like someone confident. The system belonged to her. I stepped forward calmly. "Officer, this is a private HOA marina. Quiet hours start at 10. These people were inside after that, and they paid the HOA president for entry." Marilyn scoffed. "He's exaggerating." "They're my personal guests." A guy behind her suddenly spoke up. "We Venmo'd her $200 for gate access," he said. "She told us it was HOA approved." Silence. The deputy slowly turned back to Marilyn. "You accepted money?" Marilyn's mouth opened and then closed. "It was a guest deposit," she said. Weakly, the Lake Patrol officer flipped his clipboard around. "We have your HOA lease on record, ma'am. The marina is permitted for private residential use only, no commercial activity. No rental slips. No paid access." He pointed to the chain I'd attached to the gate. "Actually, locking this after hours is exactly what your rules require." Marilyn's confidence cracked for the first time. She tried changing the angle. "He illegally blocked an emergency exit." The officer shook his head. "This is a secured access point, not an emergency route. Removing trespass isn't illegal." The deputy looked at me. "Would you unlock it once we finish statements?" Of course, I answered. My goal isn't trapping people, it's keeping this safe. During the next several minutes, I opened my phone. Photos of strangers crowding the docks at midnight. Videos of fireworks exploding beside fuel pumps, screenshots of Airbnb listings advertising, gate code included, Blue Harbor Marina access. Then I showed the Venmo receipts, $200, Marina weekend $150, boat slip hookup $300, private dock access. They accounts all trace back to Marilyn's personal. Them are not the HOA. The deputy's tone hardened. These are not HOA transactions. This is personal income. Another cruiser rolled in. A second officer approached with a tablet. We've had earlier reports about this Marina, he said quietly. Tonight matches that pattern. Marilyn looked like the dock might swallow her whole. She was running a side business out of HOA property, I said. Without insurance, supervision, or approval. The Lake Patrol officer scribbled notes. Ma'am, at this point we're documenting potential misuse of association assets. You aren't under arrest tonight, but you need an attorney. Her face drained of color. She whirled toward me. You ruined everything. Caleb, I met her stare. No, I just stopped pretending nothing was wrong. The deputy finished writing. There will be a formal investigation and an emergency HOA meeting scheduled. And when she said meeting, I knew something important was finally about to happen. But what Marilyn didn't realize yet, the meeting wouldn't just expose her, it would cost her everything. 2 weeks later, the emergency HOA meeting packed the clubhouse. Every chair was filled. People leaned against the walls. Someone even rolled in a TV so documents could be displayed. At the front table sat Marilyn, stiff, pale, gripping her binder like a life raft. The HOA attorney stood first. The county has concluded a preliminary investigation into unauthorized commercial use of the Marina, he announced. Multiple residents have submitted documentation. A Lake Authority representative tapped the remote. The screen lit up with screenshots of online listings. Private Marina access included message. MC then Venmo receipts appeared. $200, dock weekend $150, slip hookup $300. Marina rental. A visible ripple of shock moved through the room. For 6 months, the rep explained. At least 14 instances of paid, unsupervised non-resident access have been verified. Payments went directly to the HOA. President, not the association. Gasps. Echoed. Another slide appeared. Highlighted HOA bylaws. No. Board member may profit from common property usage. Slips are assigned exclusively the residents. Any personal fee collection constitutes misappropriation of HOA assets. All eyes turned to Marilyn. The HOA attorney cleared his throat. Our insurance carrier has denied coverage for this matter due to intentional misconduct, he said. Mrs. Carter is personally liable. A list appeared. Full repayment of all collected funds. $8 400 county penalty for lease violations. $12 association legal expenses. Approximately $6,000 total. Over $26,000 not including potential civil claims. Whispers filled the room. She told us dues were going up for insurance. She fined me for putting a kayak rack on my balcony. And meanwhile she was running a Marina side hustle. The board moved fast. First vote, remove Marilyn as HOA. President, approved nearly unanimous. Second vote, permanent ban from any HOA leadership role, passed again nearly unanimous. Marilyn's lone vote against herself didn't even get noted. When she was finally allowed to speak, her voice shook. I was maximizing community value, she insisted. No, I said calmly from the second row, standing. You were charging rent on something that belongs to all of us. No one argued. The county rep stepped forward. This wasn't a misunderstanding, he said firmly. It was deliberate exploitation and it placed residents at serious risk. There would also be criminal review possible, charges for fraud and misappropriation. Marilyn folded under the weight of it. I'm ruined, she whispered. No one answered. Left through the side door alone, visor tilted, binder shaking in her hands. The woman who once ruled of Marina, now just another neighbor with a very expensive mistake behind her. That night, as I walked past the dock, the gate stood properly locked for the first time all summer. Quiet waves lapped the pilings. Peace had returned, and sometimes all it takes to protect what's yours is refusing to stay quiet. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to smash the like button, share it with someone who loves real-life justice stories, and subscribe for more unbelievable HOA tales every week.